There are two different types of empaths that really get hurt by the narcissist. They are the agreeable and the judging empath. So let me explain both of them and understand that you may have qualities of both types. The first type is the agreeable empath. The agreeable empath is someone who was taught early on that by agreeing with people, you don't rock the boat. And you might have a lot of empath qualities where you can see things a few steps ahead, you can feel the energy of people, and you've been trained probably by abusive or neglectful parents or other people in your life that to be very aware of your surroundings. So you're very in a state, so you're actually coming from a state of fear. So there are two different types of empaths that get really hurt by the narcissist the most. And I want to explain those two different types to you right now. My name is Michele Paiva. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and I coach people internationally. So there are two different types of individuals that really get hurt by the narcissist who are empath. That is the judging empath and also the agreeable empath. And let me explain those two types. So the agreeable empath often feels like they're being used, that they get walked on, that they have to walk on eggshells around people, and that being agreeable and having a happy face all of the time is just the best way to maneuver through life. You probably learned that because you were neglected and abused as a child in some way, or in your teen years, or even in a relationship fairly recently. But the bottom line is, however you learned it, you learned that by having that Stepford wife smile and by just doing the right thing is the way to happiness. And that's not your truth. So even though you're very empath, you might have gotten disconnected from your truth. So the narcissist loves agreeable people because the narcissist always wants to be right. So if you're someone who is agreeable and the narcissist always wants to be right, it's actually in the beginning a very mutually fulfilling relationship in some ways. The bottom line is you're not really happy being that agreeable all of the time. You're actually coming from a place of fear. So by you entering relationships fear-based, you're actually perpetuating that you're going to be living in fear. The narcissist loves unlimited adoration. You might be acting as a caretaker to the narcissist, but guess what? No matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. The relationship starts to look like that the empath is very passive-aggressive because you're being so agreeable all of the time that when you do something, you don't want to actually confront them, probably because they're a jerk, and you don't want to confront them, so the passive-aggressive starts to build. So the passive-aggressive tendencies start to build up. Unfortunately, to the outside world, the narcissist is actually looking very innocent because you are looking very passive-aggressive. Now, the passive-aggressive is now going into some control and some anger, but still it's all coming from a place of fear. What that does to the narcissist usually leaves or cheats, but still the narcissist on the outside is looking like the hero and the innocent person, just leaving the person who looks like from the outside a villain, when in reality, you've just been really agreeable and living in fear. So being a highly agreeable empath, if you are with someone who is a narcissist, can be devastating to every area of your life. So one way around this, believe it or not, is to start volunteering. As you volunteer and you're helping people who really need help, you're going to have your needs met through something external. The narcissist, let them go. Let them cheat. Let them find whoever they need to find. Let them fly free. You are going to have your needs met and you're going to be in a healthier environment. And that's ultimately what I want for you. Now we have the judging empath. Now there's the judging empath. The judging empath usually has lower self-esteem. They might have anger. They usually have been betrayed several times. They might have been abused and neglected. They have a hard time with trust. What the narcissist loves is that you're already halfway there to being isolated. So they get to be the center of attention in your life by default. And what they really like is when they are complaining about everyone else, you're sort of in that place of anger and judging and you're agreeing with them, which makes them feel great. But what's going to happen eventually is you're going to start seeing that they are not perfect and they're not all that. And because you're more angry and judging, when you start pointing that out to them, they immediately are going to lash out at you. The judging empath wants to feel secure and they want trust. And when the narcissist is not giving that back to them after a certain amount of time, and when they're putting all of this energy into the narcissist, and the narcissist isn't reciprocating after a certain amount of time, they start to pull back from the narcissist feels that, and then they start attacking them. They start treating them like, oh, what are you, cheating? And they start throwing all kinds of projection, and guess what you do? You feel less trust, more anger, and more judging. The relationship becomes very volatile. That relationship starts to explode. Now you have two angry people who both are vying for attention. So something that you can do as an empath that's feeling that is get very connected with animals or children or groups that work with children so that you can build trust and confidence in yourself so that you're not attracting a narcissist. You deserve so much more. You deserve so much more in life. and you don't have to live in anger, because a lot of your anger is coming from someone that has betrayed you. And you know what? Being an empath, and maybe even someone who does energy work, you're still holding some anger. And when you go deeply into forgiving and releasing that anger and focusing on trusting yourself and others, as an empath who is struggling with what I'm speaking about right now, you might actually be someone who's an energy healer in some way. And it might feel uncomfortable for you to realize that you might be holding some anger. But as you learn to trust the world around you, as you work on forgiveness and releasing that anger, you're also going to trust yourself more. You will not attract narcissists as much. And I say as much because narcissists are everywhere and they will attach to anything that's breathing. But you'll be able to understand them when they start love bombing and stay away from them. Okay, so I hope I've helped you a little bit, and please hit the subscribe button. I have more videos for you.